Oh man, you see the thumbnail. You see the thumbnail. This is going to be a rant. Just letting you guys know this from the beginning. This is going to be a rant. Training camp is July 24th. We have 6 weeks. 6 weeks we have to fill up this time with something. I will be doing some positional previews going into training camp. I'll be doing those as soon as July gets here. I'll start rolling those things out. But I just want to talk about this offensive line for just a moment. Maybe it's more than a moment. We'll see what happens at the end of this rant. But go ahead and sit down, sit back, and let me know what you guys think too in the comments down below. But as Giants fans, as New York Giants fans, one thing that every New York Giants fans, the one thing that we can agree on, at least I hope so, is the play of the offensive line has been horrible for a long time. No matter how many draft picks, no matter how many free agency signings, the overall play of the New York Giants offensive line has been subpar, awful, terrible, tragic, disastrous for a long time. This offseason with a new regime. So we've had 3 regimes so far. We've had the Jerry Reese regime. We've had the Gettleman regime. And now we're working on year 3 of the Joe Schoen regime. And I will say this. Out of all the years, I like the free agents that we brought in. I like some of the young pieces that we have. I like some of the moves that we made. I will say this also, with some of these moves that I'm happy about that we made, there's still some head-scratching decisions going on when it comes to how they want to formulate, put together, piece together this offensive line. Let's start with free agency. Actually, no, let's start with the Andrew Thomas. Nobody's worried about Andrew Thomas. As long as Andrew Thomas is healthy, Andrew Thomas is good. Borderline all-pro left tackle. Not going to say too much about Andrew Thomas. Just be healthy. Be great. John Michael Schmitz, the center that we drafted. You guys been watching me for a long time. If this is your first time on the channel, I am a big fan of John Michael Schmitz. I was a big fan of John Michael Schmitz even before he was a New York Giant. Some people call me crazy. I can admit to some of the crazy things I said during the draft in 2022, where I was like, you know what? I would take him. The draft going into 2023, that I would take John Michael Schmitz with pick 25 if a certain amount of players, Deonte Banks being one of those guys, weren't there. But I had a big push for John Michael Schmitz. But anyway, John Michael Schmitz did not have the rookie season that I thought he was going to have. He didn't. And there's a lot of things that go into, why that is or why that happened. I think the guards that played next to him had a lot to do with it, but also it's not just about the people playing next to him. It's about him as well. He needs to be better. Also, the scheme needs to fit the guys that you have. And we saw him at times. There were some good things, and sometimes there were some bad things. But we can blame Bobby Johnson. We can blame JMS. We can blame the guards around him. We can blame the scheme. But overall, John Michael Schmitz has to be better. Understandable. Do I think he's going to be able to grow with the guys next to him right now? Yes. And that is where my problem and the rant begins. Why? Why did you decide to sign Jermaine Illuminor? He played right tackle with the Oakland Raiders. He played right tackle for Carmen Brasillo. He has not played left guard in a very long time. In the past 4 seasons, he's played primarily right tackle, for the most part, right tackle, and then you could sprinkle in a little bit of right guard and a little bit of left tackle. Where do the New York Giants decide to put Jermaine Illuminor? At left guard. Right now in OTAs, in minicamp, Jermaine Illuminor is listed as, or penciled in as, the starting left guard. And for me, that makes absolutely no sense. None. It's been a long time since he took snaps as a left guard, but no, the New York Giants do what? Make things harder than they have to be. Especially with John Runyon, who you signed, what, a week before Jermaine Illuminor? You signed John Runyon, who played what? Right guard as well, but also has more experience and more recent experience at left guard. And during his introduction meeting, he talked about how he preferred to be on the left side. But no, the New York Giants decided to make things harder than they have to be. So John Runyon, even though you want to play on the left side, we're going to put you on the right. And Jermaine Illuminor, even though you played right tackle, right guard, and a little bit of left tackle, we're going to put you in at left guard. Now, I'll say this, because I do see, even though I disagree with it, I do see why they made certain decisions. So here's the thing. Andrew Thomas, well, we talk about how they, hold on, because I'm already getting heated. So I'm going to keep it with Illuminor for right now. So with Illuminor playing on the left side, you put him next to Andrew Thomas. Fine and dandy. When you think about the optics, okay, Jermaine Illuminor, a nice veteran, has a lot of starts. Even though it wasn't at left guard, you're going to put a guy with a lot of experience next to Andrew Thomas, who had a musical chairs of left guards playing next to him. Zudu, Pugh, Shane Lemieux, the list goes on, Brett Bredesen, the list goes on and on. And then you look at John Runyon moving to right guard. And one of the reasons behind it, that was, I believe it was Jordan Renan that said this, they want to put their strongest guard next to Evan Neal. I'm so tired of decisions being made because of Evan Neal. You got tight ends chip blocking because of Evan Neal. How about Andrew Thomas? What does Andrew Thomas deserve? He deserves to have someone next to him that's a solid player as well, so he can build what? Chemistry, continuity. Evan Neal is hurt right now. We don't know when Evan Neal is coming back. Brian Dable did say that Evan Neal is expected to be back at training camp, but also he said out the other side of his face that we're going to back off Evan Neal. He did have that procedure. We're going to let him get right. So when is Evan Neal going to be right? So if I'm going to take it a little bit further, if Evan Neal is not right now, you're trying out who? I'll wait. Somebody tell me. Joshua Ezeudu. I will say this when it comes to Joshua Ezeudu. The New York Giants ruined Joshua Ezeudu. I will say that because I believe that. Since day one, when Joshua Ezeudu got here, he never had a spot to play. When we drafted him, Andrew Thomas was getting a cleanup on his ankle. They let him come back slowly, and guess who took the reps for Andrew Thomas? Joshua Ezeudu. That first training camp for Joshua Ezeudu, he was playing left tackle, left guard, left tackle, left guard, right guard. He was all over the place. He never got comfortable, and we saw it during the season. That's what it looks like when someone can't build up enough reps at one position when you're moving around all over the place. How do you expect somebody to grow? Then he gets hurt. That's his rookie year. Second year, he gets hurt again, ends up on IR. We don't see him again. So now they're trying him out at right tackle because what? Evan Neal is not healthy enough to go. And you have Jermaine Illuminor, who, for me, the reason why he's here in the first place is because what he did at right tackle for the Oakland Raiders. So we take his best years, what he did in his best years as a football player, and we say, you know what? We have you here. We know you're a good right tackle, but we're going to have you play left guard right now. And Jermaine Illuminor is at the podium the other day, like, you know what? Since I'm at left guard, let me just stay here. He's an ultimate team player. I will say that much about Jermaine Illuminor. I love his demeanor. He's very happy to be here. He's a New Jersey native. He grew up watching the Giants, cheering for the Giants, rooting for the Giants. The first game he ever saw was a Giants game in London versus the Miami Dolphins. That same game that Eli Manning beat Jason Taylor to the to the pylon for the touchdown. Yeah, that was his first game. That was his first experience with American football, and he was able to turn on his TV and watch that in London as a kid. Great guy. But this right here, that the New York Giants, what they're trying to pull right now, pisses me off, man. Why make things harder than they have to be? So, also in free agency, you picked up Aaron Stinney, Alex Schlottman, what's the guy's Tom, but he's not participating now. But you have two other veterans here. Now, Aaron Stinney, not the best left guard out there, but he's a Super Bowl champion at left guard. He was a starter on that Super Bowl team for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He has quality starts. He has a lot of reps, a lot of experience. Why are we playing around with this experiment of Jermaine Illuminor at left guard? Aaron Stinney can play left guard. John Runyon can play left guard. And again, we're making all these moves. We're doing all this to accommodate Evan Neal, who might not even play at the beginning of the season, depending on what's going on with his ankle. We don't know for sure. Foot, ankle, whatever's going on. We don't know for sure. And even when he was healthy, he wasn't that good. Could it be because of the injury? Possibly so. Could it be because of the technique and the coaching? Possibly so. But I'm at the point right now where you already have the guy in the building that can play right tackle. Evan Neal still has to prove that he can play right tackle. And also, Evan Neal has some experience at guard. He did it in college. So if anybody is going to move, in my opinion, it should be Evan Neal. Now, understand he was your first round draft pick. You're going to give him every opportunity to win the job. Actually, you're not even giving him an opportunity to win the job. You are giving him the job still. He hasn't earned that job. We are still giving him that job because of where he was drafted. Let's be clear. But it's year 3. And you know what? Maybe the leash isn't as long for Evan Neal, but that's the other thing too. People will say that, you know what, if he plays bad, you know what, we'll just take Illuminor and we'll put him at right tackle and disrupt the whole team when you do that. Because if Evan Neal is not up to snuff at right tackle, you're taking your left guard, who I'm assuming Andrew Thomas has now built chemistry with because we're talking about the regular season, and now you're taking him out and you're putting him at right tackle. And then who's going to play left guard? Are you going to keep Runyon at right guard and put Aaron Stinney at left guard? Or are you going to swap Runyon and put him at left guard, and then we got to figure out who's going to be the right guard after that? That's the part that kills me when it comes to this offensive line and the New York Giants just making things harder than they have to be. And I don't understand why they're making it so hard, because it was very easy. And everybody was on the same page as soon as free agency period was done. Well, it's never really done until the season starts. But as soon as we knew that we had John Runyon and we had Jermaine Illuminor, everybody knew what position these guys should play. Runyon, left guard, Illuminor, right tackle, and guess what? We should go ahead and kick Evan Neal inside to right guard and let him get comfortable there, because he's already proven that he can't stand or last on the outside. But no, the New York Giants have to make things harder than they have to be. Now, here's the other thing I would like to say. I'm a New York Giants fan through and through. Bleed blue. Whatever decisions that they make, I hope they work. Why? Because I want this team to win. So if I'm wrong, if what I'm telling you is wrong, or my feelings about what they're doing is wrong, fantastic. Because at the end of the day, I just want to win games. I just want to win games, and I'm pretty sure everybody out there listening, at the end of it all, no matter where you stand, just want to win games at the end of the day. Because I don't give a damn about being right. I care about wins and losses, and I care about the New York Giants being good again. Make the Giants great again. I should hashtag that. But anyway, that's going to be the video, man. A quick rant about this O-line situation and what's going on. Not even a quick rant. I believe I'm almost going into 15 minutes here. But let me know how you guys feel about the situation, man. How confident are you with what's going on? the Evan Neal and his injury, what we're doing with Jermaine Illuminor, the depth for the team right now, all that. Joshua Zudu, what's going on with him, and how, he right now he's penciled in as, the right tackle behind Evan Neal and possibly the swing tackle for both spots. We'll see what happens, though. We will see what happens, because I don't believe it at all. Because I believe if Evan Neal's not ready to go, they're going to move Jermaine Illuminor. They're not going to run out there with Joshua Zudu on the right side. That's just my opinion. That's just my thoughts. But I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And for one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.